In this article, Tommy Shelby really opens up our thinking as to why social stigmas and judgments occur within the jobless citizens of the ghetto poor of America. The notion duty to work is what a lot of new work regime activists stand by when demanding the jobless who do not look for work or the voluntary unemployed answer for their ungratefulness or laziness, as you will. Shelby touches on many of the deeper reasons that the ghetto poor may have for being voluntarily unemployed, of which they depend on welfare to survive. To begin, a ghetto is a metropolitan neighborhood of which is inhabited by many jobless people. Because of these ghettos contributing a lot of crime, necessity of welfare, policymakers look to give incentive for people of those areas a reason to work. They feel as if these people owe society something for the welfare that they receive. There are a few reasons Shelby claims as to why the unemployed don't usually work for certain reasons. One being that decent jobs are unavailable to low-skilled workers. Two being poor transit systems and housing discrimination or high rents in suburban areas prohibit people to actually get to decent jobs. And three, race and gender discrimination for other responsibilities are outside of the job that are not available to many women or caretakers. He argues that involuntarily joblessness is out of control of the person victimized by it, and that you shouldn't judge a person until you know the reason why they do not work. Voluntary joblessness includes what people like to think of as character or moral flaws, but the urban poor do not have good reasons not to work, but the urban poor feel as if it is more of the fact that their opportunities are not just or fair, they don't have the motivation to overcome obstacles, or they like to protest their life decision or their life conditions because of their place in society economically and socially. Their low pay and demeaning jobs make them want to protest this. He wonders, what really is work? If it is to make sure that people do not become parasites in society, then why does the payment have to be a paid compensation? Could it be possibly anything else? If the purpose is to bring character into the ghetto, isn't it enough for volunteer work to provide dignity to a person? Wouldn't care work contribute to society just as much, like staying at home with your children and raising them the way that they should be raised? He wonders if it is possible to have a democratic government without a duty to work. There are three options he sees fit. Libertarians emphasize that not work but self-reliance is key, where there is no enforcement of helping others, but people give as much as they want through their own moral duty. Two, where citizens are required to receive a set income based on past generation savings. And number three, citizens can be on welfare by needed means, but not by willingness to work. So they don't have to prove that they're looking for a job in order to receive welfare. They could possibly work if they wanted to, and this would be more about interest into society's life. Many people view work as necessary for self-dignity, flourishing in development, and just as the American way. Christians and conservatives mostly believe this. They believe this because of a certain payment you have to pay back for society's goods and services to you, which include security, rule of law, government, military. He claims that paid work is not the only way to contribute to society, because people have been forced to have gratitude for something that they feel that they can't be grateful for, like their hardships or their status or the fact that they are discriminated against in jobs. They feel like they can't be grateful, so they feel that forced gratitude makes them feel resentful, actually. They feel as if it's the government's responsibility to provide them with well-paying jobs if private sectors don't allow them to have their jobs. When they refuse to work, it's a form of resistance, obviously. To low-paying jobs, as I said before, they feel as if minimum wage should be raised, or provided supplements to their hourly salary should happen in order to make them more level with society, and raise them out of poverty. Jobs that people normally work in, low-paying jobs, don't really have unions, so many people feel exploited, so they, again, choose not to work, or they're highly arduous or unpleasant, and they feel as if these jobs are humiliating, they're demeaning, and they cause stigmas in their lives. With the injustice that they feel that they should just be on welfare and they don't have to work for certain reasons. So basically what Shelby is saying is that before you judge someone based on why they don't work, or before you make them into a stigmatized person and, really blame them for being on welfare, you should really look at why they're on welfare or why they don't feel the need to work, and this should really be changed in our society and really taken seriously, and that's mainly what he's saying.